Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Again, it is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires and by Grunt Style. We are so glad you joined us. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. We have a great program coming up for you. Our Sage Fruit upcoming guest list includes Brady Bacon, picked up the win with the ASCS National Tour, and the now retired Craig Dollansky, the crowd pleaser. Who's going to please the crowd? That's what I want to know. But we are glad you joined us as we talk sprint car racing for the next 30 minutes. Erin Evernham alongside. How are you?
I'm good. Yourself?
Fantastic. Fantastic. Hey, Erin, we had a couple of things. We know the topic this year has been the weather.
Yes.
Okay. I want to tip the cap to in Pennsylvania to Port and to Lincoln. Okay. We knew it was going to be cold on Saturday night. They knew it was going to be cold on Saturday night. They both, Lincoln did it a few days beforehand, but Port did it day of or a day before.
Yeah.
Moved their start time to 5 o'clock and expedited the show. I think both of the 410 features were done by 6:30.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I love how Danny Dietrich gave them both a shout out on Monday or whatever it was yesterday, saying thank you to the owners, the promoters that lost money with the cold weekend. I mean, their crowds were down, but they did everything they could to accommodate the racers and get the racing in. Finally, they got to be on track.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's a balancing act.
Yeah.
39 degrees is what I guess the temperature was up there at both tracks is what we heard. So, I mean, that's crazy. So, a tip of the cap to the promoters there. And how about the King of the West series? They went one further. They moved their Saturday night race at Bakersfield. It didn't look good. Now, they were able to do it in advance. They moved it to Sunday night, and just reading the post of the King of the West drivers, they were just so happy to get a race to get on track because they've been sitting out there in California with the World of Outlaws getting rained out as well.
Absolutely. All over the country. Pennsylvania's been getting rained out. Ohio's been getting rained out everywhere. So
crazy.
It was nice to see this weekend that we had a lot of results coming in.
Yeah, they didn't happen when they were supposed to happen in some cases.
But they happened.
So a tip of the cap to promoters out in California for that change with the King of the West NARC Series, and then to our friend Alan Kreitzer and Steve O'Neill up at Lincoln and Port Royal. I know, it's a wrestling match, and that's your optimal date is Saturday night, whatever your start time is. But we're also at that stage where when are we going to start getting some racing in too?
Yeah.
And so it's a challenge. So a tip of the cap to everyone there. Let's take a look at our Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. And when we talk about hot topics, hot drivers, big shocker, probably the number one featured driver in our Classic Ink hot topics over the course of the last couple of years, Donnie Schatz.
Yeah, no
12th
surprise.
to 1st. Now, I watched Dirt Vision, on this. There was a restart when he started on the inside, like in the 7th spot.
Oh, and he went to 3rd or something.
Yeah. I mean,
he passed.
That is a guy, we talk about Donnie being smooth. We talk about him going through the middle.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, he has got an ability to pounce.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen before. And that move there was like,
it's incredible.
Where did that, boom, he just pounced. And all of a sudden you're like, and you could even hear it in Johnny's voice.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's like, well, where did that
where did he come from?
Yeah, and then when Donnie Schatz is 3rd, you're like, oh boy, here we go.
Here goes the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. But that was impressive.
That was very impressive.
Also impressive, Dave Blaney. How about that?
Yep, both Blaney's.
Both Blaney's won, because that kid Ryan, he won on Saturday during the Xfinity race at Texas, and Dave went up to the Speed Palace and he took it off from Hodnett.
Yeah, that's saying something.
That's packing a lunch right there. I mean, I know Greg is not where he wants to be, but Blaney is where he wants to be in Victory Lane. So great stuff there. We talked about that race out at Kern County in Bakersfield. How about Shane Golobic?
Yeah.
First ride in the 21 Tarleton car and parked it in Victory Lane.
It's a good way to start.
It's a great way to start. So kudos to him. Danny Dietrich, okay, you go to Port Royal and you pass Greg Hodnett, you win one. Okay, I'll see that, Blaney, and I'll raise you because we'll go to BAPS on Sunday, and I'll pass Lance Deweese to win one.
yeah, that's an accomplishment.
Man, that's packing 2 lunch. Of course, Dietrich's a guy that can eat 2 lunches. So, you know.
Gosh.
So, hey, I had to get that in there with my buddy Danny Dietrich. And so, great stuff there. And finally, whenever a driver has a career first 410 win, we just got to mention that along the way. Tyler Esch, and while he did not pass for the win as far as the hot shoe goes, when you're lined up with 3 laps to go and you look at that scoreboard between turns 3 and 4 at Lincoln and you see the 21 car behind you, that's Brian Monteith.
Yeah.
And Tyler Esch did a great job holding off Monteith for that 3 laps.
I love watching the Victory Lane celebration. There's nothing like a first-time winner and watching them in Victory Lane.
It was great stuff. It really is. So there you have it, our Classic Ink Screen Printing Embroidery Hot Topics. Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery. Great hats, great T-shirts, towels, hoodies, you name it, they have it at www.classicinkusa.com. We need to step away. Brady Bacon, the Baconator, is coming up next.
Aggressive Hydraulics, where we engineer the cylinders that move your business. We specialize in designing and manufacturing purpose-built, application-specific hydraulic cylinders with superior precision and performance, making OEM products stronger, crafting cylinders that operate on a global basis in a wide variety of industries and applications. Get aggressive with your cylinder challenges. AggressiveHydraulics.com.
O'Reilly. Restore your vehicle's lost power by cleaning your entire fuel system with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Right now, buy 1 bottle and get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts, plus get double O Rewards points on your purchase. Keep your engine clean with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Hi, I'm Dale Blaney, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
We're back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires, right on our strength. We talked about the Blaneys. Okay, Dave won, Ryan won, and I think Dale went somewhere and bet and won $150 or $150. He won $1.50 on a lottery ticket or something.
Wow, that's a big one.
So a big day for the Blaneys on Saturday, indeed. And a big day in Texas. It was the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, Tony Stewart's Texas Showdown down at Texas Motor Speedway. And when this one ended up, it was Brady Bacon in Victory Lane. Brady joins us on the hotline. Hello, Brady. Welcome back to Wing Nation. And I'm not hearing Brady. I'm not sure if we've got a phone problem or a line problem. Okay, Brady Bacon.
You. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. How are you?
Okay, good. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Good. Thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem at all. Congratulations. Tell us about that win Saturday night.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a surprise. We had some struggles the first night and even the beginning of the second night. I had some change of stuff on the car, change the steering gear and stuff after the heat race. So we were kind of just scrambling just to make it out for the feature, but we had a fortunate draw start on the front row and able to win the heat race, and then started 7th, and the car was really good for the feature, and I kind of found a line that no one else was using and was able to get to the front.
Brady, you mentioned in Victory Lane how important it is to get a win this early in the season. Talk about how that affects you not only in this car, but when you go run the non-wing sprint and the midget, how that helps your confidence.
Yeah, it just does. I mean, you have confidence that you're a good driver in whatever you can do. I obviously race a lot of different cars, so just kind of get your motivation back up, your confidence back up. It's been a long time, a long winter. So, even when you're not racing, you go, several months without winning a race. It just kind of your confidence level just drops. You got to recharge that every once in a while. So it's always good to do it at the beginning of the year, and hopefully keep it going throughout the whole year.
Yeah, indeed. It really is. It's good to see along the way. Brady, this race, it's so interesting, and unfortunately the cold weather probably limited the potential to it because had it been warm weather, everything would have been full and everything like that. Do you get into the fact that you're sharing the bill with NASCAR there, Tony Stewart, Christopher Bell, all of that? Do you get into that, or you just kind of focus on your own deal and hope things work out just for you and your own program?
I kind of focused on my own deal, but obviously it's a magnificent facility, and got to see some of my buddies. Kyle came over on Friday, Kyle Larson, and we chatted a little bit, and I said hi to Ricky on Saturday. So it's good to see just friends. That's kind of why I like going to stuff that's in conjunction with NASCAR races. But obviously it gives the fans a chance to see something different. And even with the cold, I know those are really big grandstands, but there were still a lot of people up there. I was definitely surprised that many people braved the weather because it was really, really cold.
No doubt.
Sure was. Brady, we talk a lot about how you run midgets, non-wing sprints, wing sprints, and you have this crazy schedule. Aside from how crazy it must be logistically, how difficult is it for you sometimes to hop in a different car one week and go race a midget, or is it not difficult for you anymore?
It's not really that difficult. Sometimes the changes of like the World of Outlaws tires, for instance, are different, and they kind of seem like they change, and it changes constantly. So not racing as much of that kind of hurts me sometimes, but then it helps me in other places. So I haven't ran a wing 360 in probably 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was just kind of good to get back. And the tires are different than the wing 410 stuff, so I kind of felt a little more comfortable because I used to do that a lot back in the mid 2000s, late 2000s. So just kind of went back right to my groove in a wing 360 and was able to get the win. So it kind of some parts are hard and some parts kind of give you a little bit of extra motivation, and sometimes it's good to kind of get out of just do something new, something different, and it kind of gives you a fresh, clean slate to start with and no preconceived notions.
Indeed, no doubt. That flexibility is really good. Speaking of that flexibility, what does the schedule look like? I know I talked to you at Kansas City a couple of years ago, last summer or something, and you were like at 125 races. What last year? What's the schedule look like for this year? And is there a focus on one tour, one type of racing?
Yeah, the schedule's down a little bit. We're probably like 100, 105. 2 kids now. It makes it a little more difficult to do the crazy, insane 120, 130 race schedules. But we are kind of had a little change of plans as the season started. I was originally driving someone else's non-wing sprint car, and they kind of decided to go a different direction. So now I'll be driving my own car for the USAC championship, and then also the Bacon Marshall 99 and probably 20 to 25 wing 410 shows. And then we'll run all of the USAC midget races as well and the dirt Silver Crown races, and then just kind of sprinkle whatever in on top of that. So with the success we had in Texas, I imagine we'll probably try to sneak to a couple more ASCS races somewhere down the line.
Wow, really cutting back from 100 and something to 100-ish.
Scaling back.
Brady, I got the new copy of Sprint Car and Midget magazine in the mail yesterday, and I saw that you're now a columnist. How did that come about, and how do you find time to write an article amongst your crazy schedule?
Well, we do a lot of driving, and so that leaves a lot of time for thinking. So I did really well in school. Didn't go to college or anything because I had some great opportunities in racing, but I kind of felt like I probably should utilize some of that eventually. And I just kind of mentioned it to Doug Auld that I would be interested in maybe doing something like that. I kind of enjoy writing a limited amount, and I think I have some things that might be a different perspective than everybody else. Obviously, most of the other columnists are older and not necessarily full-time race car drivers in that magazine, so hopefully I can provide a little, different viewpoint, different insight to kind of the day-to-day, racing world as it is currently.
Yeah, Kevin Olson and Jeff Swindell will be back, though. They'll be back. They'll be.
Yeah, they do still. Jeff still races, and he's still tough.
Yeah,
but,
no doubt. He put in the
not to the extent that everyone else is full time.
Yeah. He put it in the Nationals a couple of years ago, that's for sure. Brady, my question is, and you mentioned 2 kids now, and of course, Ciciana has been such a big part of your life. She's a racing wife. She's a racer through and through as far as that goes. But still, how has it changed with the 2 kids?
Probably more for her than for me. Obviously, she kind of has to corral them in the T-shirt trailer. The T-shirt trailer actually helps give some boundaries where they can't leave. So, places that we don't have a T-shirt trailer where we set up a table or something. Lebanese not so bad, but Lowry is 100% boy, and he's wide open all the time. So he gets a little hard to keep track of. So, but she does an excellent job. Obviously, we like to have, everyone kind of chips in at the racetrack. The other wives or girlfriends kind of help her a little bit, kind of watch one of the, every now and then. Lauren Stewart, when she comes, Aunt Yaya, they call her. So the kids love the racetrack. Levany always asks, can we go to the racetrack? Can we go to the racetrack? I want to see my friends. So it's definitely awesome to raise your kids up. I grew up around the races, not professional races, but racing micros and stuff. And I'm still friends with all those people that I raced with. So it's awesome to bring my kids up in that same tight-knit community and family.
Great to hear, that's for sure, and really, really cool experiences those kids will remember for the rest of their lives. Brady, congratulations on the win. I'm fairly confident, despite the non-wing schedule, we will certainly talk with you down the road with some wing wins and some wing runs along the way. But thanks for joining us here today on the program.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
There we go. Brady Bacon joining us here on the program. We need to step away. When we come back, the crowd pleaser joins us next.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld Racing Wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld Racing Wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld Racing Wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing. Sage Fruit has been a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the last 15 years and a proud partner of Wing Nation for the last 3 years. We love sprint car racing, and we are there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
Looking for custom racewear and embroidery? Do you want your race fans to represent your race team with trendy original apparel? Contact Classic Ink USA, the new standard in custom screen printing and embroidery, located in Greater Pittsburgh. Classic Ink USA's professional staff utilizes state-of-the-art facilities to transform your ideas into an attractive wearable piece. From custom track swag racewear to trendy quick crew wear, Classic Ink handles it all. Find out how you can get started. Contact Classic Ink USA screen printing and embroidery at the track and on your back.
This is Joey Saldana, and you're watching MRN's Wing Nation on MRN.com.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Going to the guest line, a few weeks ago, news was made by Craig Dollansky announcing that he was retiring from the sport, and we needed to dial up the crowd pleaser who joins us now on the hotline. Hello, Craig. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks for having me, Steve and Erin. How are you guys today?
We are doing well. I guess our question is, how are you doing today? And talk about the decision that you announced a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, it's been kind of a difficult road here, obviously, over the last 12 months for sure, but probably more like 24 months. Really, I was planning on racing in Kansas a couple weeks ago for the King family, and then going to Texas Motor Speedway after that. But knowing that I had to probably deal with some surgery here, we tried one procedure that was unsuccessful, didn't work. So basically, knew that we were going to have a pretty significant surgery done. And then when I was meeting with the doctors there and the surgeon, he just basically said, "Hey, I think your driving days are over." So kind of hit us a little bit hard there. Me and my wife Julie. It's been a big part of our life for a long time, but that's. It's been a blessed career, like I said in our press release there, and just a lot of great things came of it.
Craig, was this, I mean, obviously, if you don't want to share it, feel free to tell me to be quiet, but was this an injury stemming from, was it Infinity Pro Series at Indianapolis when the original back injury happened?
Well, again, you know, I mean, Erin, I've had a few injuries along the way, and you know, I've raced with broken bones. I've raced in pain before, and you know, I had that injury in the Infinity car in 2003, which you know, was a burst fracture of my L1, and they took that the L1 out, and they put a cadaver bone in, and you know, they fused me from my T12 to my L3. And basically, Trammell told me that you know, that'll be strong as ever, but you know, the weak point would be the vertebrae below it, which would be my L4, and that's I broke that L4 in Arizona in 2016. So I knew I broke something in my back. I knew it was, you know, like I was just hopeful that it might heal up, good to go again. But it just plagued me, and then I ended up getting more of a compression fracture to that vertebrae, and basically that's a vertebrae that's got to be addressed and be taken out, kind of like my L1 was. And put a cadaver bone in there, and then I'll be fused from my T12 to my L5. And basically, they told me I'm going to be out of shock absorbers. Disc are all fused, you know?
Guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
I guess that.
Yeah.
I mean, in layman's terms, in terms we understand, I guess that makes sense. I can't imagine, though. I just can't imagine how rough it's been for you and Julie when you get that news, when you get the word that you're not going to be climbing aboard a race car again. You know, I mean, every driver has to face this, but you kind of got slapped in the face with it.
You know, you know, going back to 2015 when I, you know, announced there that I was diagnosed with Lyme's disease, we got treated for that, and really, you know, we won some races in 2015. I got together with TKS Motorsports that year, and they were struggling when we got together, and we worked together there to get that team turned around. And in 2016, we had a strong year. You know, the NSL series was going strong, and we won some races, and we were back and forth in the championship point lead there, and really, you know, had a shot to win that championship. And that Jackson there, one of the final races, just went against my instinct there on a restart after a red flag, and we got turned around and crashed, and that definitely aggravated the injury I have, and I was in a lot of pain from that point on, and I was just wishful thinking. I was hoping that, you know, again, that I'd heal up like I had in the past, and things would be all right, but it didn't quite work out that way.
Oh, tough stuff. Yeah. Craig, it might be a little early to ask you this, but when some people retire, they don't want to be anywhere near the sport. Other people want to stay involved. They take on another role, an owner, a crew chief, whatever it may be. Have you had any thoughts on that?
Soul searching over the last couple of weeks, and I can tell you, Erin, that I've been, you know, back and forth on that. I mean, racing's been a big part of our life for a long time, and it's what we grew up with. You know, I mean, me and my brother and sister starting out as kids, you know, we grew up in the Mississippi River, and we were in the Mississippi River at 10 years old and younger, trying to ride a three-wheeler that we were told floats, you know. So we just, you know, just going at it from that to snowmobile trails and ripping on snowmobiles and racing. It's just, you know, my sister was a two-time barrel champion horse racer, and, you know, it's just in our blood. So racing's been a big part of our life and something I want to carry on with and be a part of the sport. And, you know, I got kids with talent as well that I'd like to see that come to fruition if it's what they would like to do. And as well as I said in the press releases, maybe, you know, work with younger drivers, older drivers, and try to help them with some learning curves that maybe I learned through school hard knocks can help them shorten up some learning curves and save some headaches.
Indeed. Is there anything more concrete yet, or are you still sorting out? I know there's been doctor appointments and things like that. Are you focus more on that, or have you talked to some young drivers or some folks along the way as they may need some help?
Quite honestly, Steve, I'm about fed up with doctor appointments. That's all I've been doing here lately, and it's you know, there's more today, but you know, again, it's just I was at the Mayo Clinic and I was at TRIA in Minneapolis, and between the two, they basically, you know, had the same opinion. I was kind of hoping for better news from one of the two, but it was the same from both. So, just trying to outline what procedure is going to take place here and when's the best time to do it, and then kind of go from there. But in answer to your question, I'm all about, you know, I mean, I can move, you know, I can work. I'd much rather be busy and active than not. So, just going to try to strategically plan out this. Whatever we got to do here with my back, whether it's, you know, next month or a couple months from now or however we do it. But I definitely want to ramp up and do some things within the sport. You know, again, if it's the driving school, driving experience, driver coach. Sprint car racing is one of the best forms of racing there is, and I've always felt that way. And it's just it's a unique form of racing. These cars are just badass. They're not easy to drive. And again, it's something I really want to stay involved with for the rest of my life, quite honestly, and then try to get back to the sport as well as help some others along the way.
That's great. Craig, outside of racing, when you get yourself all healed up, is there anything that you and Julie have had on your bucket list that you haven't been able to do because you've been so busy racing? Are there any things that you guys have planned to look forward to?
We would like to do that at some point. I mean, I can't say that we've been talking much about that right now with what I got going on here, health-wise. But, Julie's been a big part of my career all the way along. And, just from the racing and our accomplishments in racing and promoting races together and the other things that we've done, she's been a big part of it all with me, and she's been great through this process here. And we're just going to keep battling. We're going to battle back. Going back to racing injured, I got to tell you guys that not all of them come from racing. I was in Pennsylvania, and my son was with me on the team there for 3 years. Luke, obviously. And Luke, he's getting bigger and older, and of course, we're in the hotel room with DJ, my crew chief, and all of a sudden, me and Luke start wrestling. And it's the night before the Hagerstown race.
Oh,
no. And when we wrestle. So I'm pulling him across my chest, and we're, of course, we're not going to give up, either one of us. And I'm pulling him across my chest, and something just cracked in my chest. And I go, Luke, that's it. We cannot wrestle anymore. You're getting too big. And secondly, especially the night before a race. Well, long story short, I was in so much pain at Hagerstown. He was helping me strap my belt and stuff, and we set quick time. I think we won the heat race, ran second the dash, and won the feature. But, my helmet, I'm like screaming, just in pain. And, some of those injuries, it wasn't all about racing, I guess, to the point that.
Oh, my gosh. That's crazy. That is crazy. Craig, I'm telling you, we're right up against the clock. I appreciate the time, the chance to share your story. Thanks for sharing. Best of fortune, and sounds like we'll see you around the racetrack, and we look forward to that again.
Hey, again, thanks to you guys, all the Team Motors fans, my family, sponsors, crew members. I just had a very blessed career, and I'm very appreciative of it. Thank you, guys.
There we go. The crowd pleaser, Craig Dollansky.
O'Reilly. If your vehicle isn't stopping like it used to, visit O'Reilly Auto Parts for the Spring Brake Deals event. Take advantage of the O'Reilly Auto Parts Do It Right rebate and get a $20 O'Reilly gift card by mail when you buy a set of Brake Best Select pads and a pair of rotors. O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum is proud to open the Brian Clausen Suite Tower in 2018. Located next to the museum, it's a testament to the sprint car community's commitment to honor Brian Clausen's legacy while helping the museum sustain financial stability into the future. To donate to the Brian Clausen Suite Tower and help cover construction costs, visit bcforever.com or call the museum directly at 800-874-4488. Bring your friends by the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum next time you visit Knoxville.
The American Sprint Car Series is back for its 27th year. Whether you're catching the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour at tracks like Williams Grove, Skagit Speedway, Knoxville Raceway, Lucas Oil Speedway, or any of the 6 regional tours across the United States, you'll find the ASCS Nation racing at a track near you. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram today. Then see the full schedule, track-by-track history, updates, and more at ASCSRacing.com.
Hi, I'm Craig Kinsler, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Welcome back. It is MRN's Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength again. Appreciate Craig Dollansky coming on. Yeah. That cannot be a fun conversation. No. What he's going through just sounds terrible. Yeah. I mean, I just can't imagine it. And we certainly wish him the best and can't wait to see him around the racetrack. It's just amazing what he's going through, what he's gone through, and what he's going through along the way. Let's take a look at our Sprint Car Hall of Fame birthday calendar. Johnny Thompson, Clarence Hooker Hood. Today, it's 410 Day, by the way. Happy 410 Day.
Birthday.
What a birthday for Casey Kane. Casey Kane's birthday. How about this one? Thursday, Newton Buzz Rose 2006 inductee into the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame at age 16. Now, his father had died, left him a little bit of money. He secretly, from his mom, bought a racetrack and a race car. The town shut him down. He started racing along the way and basically has won everything in IMCA and Midwest Auto Racing, CRA. He was in and out of the military along the way, retired in 1974, but he wasn't done. He wrote 11 books on the history of sprint car racing and open wheel racing, lives in Glendale, Arizona. Thank you for joining us here today on the program.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tire, right on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.